Okay, express the quadratic expression x squared minus 12x plus 39 in the form x minus a squared plus b. So this means completing the square. Alright, so when we have this here, alright, we're going to complete the square by doing a bracket as it says in the expression up here, okay? And it'll be the bracket squared. Now what you do is you start off with x here, and then you halve whatever this is. That's minus 12, so half it, you get minus 6. And then we always take away, okay, regardless of what sign is here, it doesn't matter if that was a plus even, you always take away the square of this. So square that, you get 36. And then of course don't forget then to add that 39 on. Alright, so this becomes x minus 6 all squared, and minus 36 plus 39 is plus 3. Okay, simplified that. So you completed the square. It says then, hence show that this quadratic is positive for all values of x. So we're going to take this now and show that it's positive. Now there are two ways of doing this. Okay, first way is to think about it graphically, okay, which is ideal because sometimes in this question they will ask you to draw the graph. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how to draw the graph of this function here. Alright, now in order to draw that graph you need to first of all think about the where this sort of stems from. This of course is a quadratic graph, smiley curve. If we draw a simple quadratic graph, okay, x squared, okay, so y equals x squared, it looks like that, doesn't it? Smiley face, the minimum is at the origin. Now what we can do to get this, we can actually transform this here now, right? We can transform it, graph transformation, to get this as our result. So what we do to transform, you first of all look at what's in the bracket, of course, to see if there's any movement in the bracket, and it is. So in the bracket you do the opposite, because it's minus 6, of course, the opposite of that be adding 6. So in terms of how it affects x, okay, you're going to be shifting 6 in the positive direction, okay? This is affecting x because it's in the bracket, and of course you do the opposite of minus 6 in the bracket, you do the opposite, so you go positive 6. So we're going to shift that along to get our quadratic graph now, but it's going to be shifted along here, and this will become now x minus 6 all squared. So I've basically done what is in the bracket here squared. Okay, so I can write 6 down here rather, okay, because it's shifted along 6 along the x-axis. Now of course it's x minus 6 all squared is one transformation, but then I need to do the other part then, which is plus 3. Adding 3 to it is actually going to affect the answer. It's going to affect the y value. So adding 3 means we're going to shift this graph up, so you end up getting, okay, it's moved across 6 of course, but shifting up 3 means the minimum now is no longer on the y-axis, okay, so we're no longer 0 here, it's going to shift up 3, so it's going to end up about here. So 6 on the x-axis, and it'll be 3 there on the y-axis. Okay, so looking at the graph here graphically, we've shown that therefore x minus 6 all squared plus 3 is always positive. Okay, because there's no negative values of y here, it's always positive. There is another way of showing this always positive, and it's important that you also note this down as well. If we've got this, okay, what's important to remember is that this here is always going to be positive, isn't it? Because you're squaring it. So it doesn't matter what x is. It doesn't matter what x is. You're squaring this whole bracket. So this here will always be positive, greater than or equal to 0. When you square something, of course, it's positive. Even if in this bracket, even if it was negative in this bracket, okay, when you square it, it becomes positive. So that's greater than or equal to 0. Okay, but then when you add 3 to it, of course, it's going to make it even more positive. So we can say, therefore, it's greater than 0. Okay.